One of the methods to preserve food is by canning. It is a method of preserving food in which the food contents are processed and sealed in an airtight container, such as in the jars, steel and tin cans. Canning could provide a shelf life typically ranging from 1 to 2 years, or it could be much longer under specific circumstances. The principle of canning is that the heat treatment provided to the food must be depending on the type of food itself. For example, the food with high acid content with pH lower than 4.6, they can be processed minimally since the acidic environment could kill some of the spoilage microorganisms, while those foods with low acid content with pH greater than 4.6 need to be applied the heat treatment at higher temperatures. Besides that, the heat treatment also will contribute to the inactivation of enzymes that can cause food spoilage. And on top of that, air is driven from the jar during heating. As the jar cools, a vacuum seal is formed. This technique is to reduce the oxygen in the can so that the aerobic microorganisms such as the Clostridium botulinum could not grow in the canned food. Thus, the objective of this experiment is to understand the general principles of canning of low-acid food. And the materials needed to do the fish canning are the onion, shallot, the oil, the tomato sauce, the water, salt, ginger, and the most important is the fish, the can simmer, and the retort machine. The first step in the fish canning is the preparation of tomato sauce. The shallots, onion and ginger are diced. Then it is followed by sauteing them in a pan using 3 tablespoons of oil. The onions are allowed to brown a little before 300 ml of water and 500 ml of tomato sauce is added. A little bit of salt will be added and then it is allowed to simmer for about 5 minutes. The next step is the preparation of fish by canning. First, the fish will be cut into smaller pieces and they will be cleaned by using the water. Some salt will be sprinkled and mixed before being steamed for about 15 minutes. And then, the fish is arranged in the cans. The tomato sauce is added into the can to about 1/4 inch from the top rim of the can. And then the cans will be exhausted and the trapped water will be removed by tilting the cans. Lastly, the cans will be sealed by using the can simmer and they are placed in the retort followed by the heating at 120 degrees Celsius for another 15 minutes. In the retort pouch, the cans are thoroughly sterilized.
Expected result. The canned sardine can last about 1 week if it is stored properly in chiller because we did not add any preservative compared to industry which can last until 1 year. The cans are in good condition which are not dented, well sealed and not bloated. And the third one, the sardine still have a good taste after 1 week. For the conclusion, sardines are rich in omega-3 acid that can help prevent heart disease and a good source of protein. Second one, sardines are commonly found canned because it is highly perishable. So canning process is done to help increase shelf life of sardine. Thermal processing during canning process will make sure all microorganisms are killed and the food are safe to be eaten.
The right techniques and the right temperature can prolong the shelf life of the canned foods. However, if there are mistakes in determining the right techniques and temperature, it could lead to food hazards such as the growth of Clostridium botulinum in the canned foods.